Hello, beloved listeners, and welcome to Sneeple at the Movies, film criticism by people who actually like film. Join us as we dive into movies we love, movies we respect, and movies we wish we could unsee. From the kids who are growing plants in space, it's Sneeple at the Movies. I'm Maddie.
I'm Ezra.
And we have...
And I'm Johnny.
Yay!
Hey!
Once again, we keep canceling and uncanceling Helena, and it's gonna kind of just keep going forever, in my opinion.
I'm starting to get whiplash.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's either that or we keep killing Helena and bringing her back to life.
Yeah, it's
hidden necromancy subplots.
Yeah, take your pick. You gotta get in practice somehow. I almost got my necromancy degree. I'm getting my hours in.
Wonder if there's continuing
you
necromancy.
You gotta be ready
education.
for your practical.
I have to be ready for my practical. Is the thing about it.
Now
what were we gonna say,
thinking...
Ezra? Before I interrupted.
I was gonna say. I wonder if there's if it's some professions you have to do continuing education credits to maintain your, your lawyering license or your accountancy license or whatever, and they're usually called it's continuing legal education. So I was like, I wonder what continuing necromancy education credits look like.
It's like you walk into your friend's place and there's a weird animated skeleton just sort of chilling in the corner, and you're like, "What's that guy?" And he's like, "Oh, I had to get my CUs in."
Yeah. So, when I have to get them again, I'll just put him to sleep and wake him up again. So.
Yeah, sounds
good. That's Manfred from Dragon Age: The Veilguard. That's his whole thing.
Oh, Manfred.
Oh, Manfred. Oh,
yeah,
I wish
I need to.
I wish you could just take Manfred as a party member, without the other guy.
Oh, do we have beef with the other guy?
I don't love him, but I do love Manfred.
That's fair. I like Emmerich, but I think I'm biased as a Mord watcher. So, also I think I'm gonna romance him. So, I'll report back and see if it's worth your time. If he gets better.
Nice. I was like, I am not going to romance the old man who looks like the guy from Discworld, and then I was like, I think I'm gonna end up romancing the old man.
What if Vincent Price was a necromancer and Matt Mercer was his skeleton?
God damn it.
How can you say no?
I'm there. I only have so much self-control.
But to be fair, everybody is really romanceable. I walked in being like, I'm gonna romance Emmerich, and then I had a couple of moments with Scout Harding, and I was like, fuck, shit.
No, Belara is my one and only wife, and has been the entire time.
And I met Belara, and I was like, God damn it! Fuck!
She is very beautiful.
Every time I meet somebody, I'm like, God damn it!
The thing is, the thing I am a sucker for is fiercely proficient people who are also fucking idiots. I just melt. She's
kind of ditzy, but is also extremely good at what she does.
Extremely proficient. Dumb as a rock, absolutely my type.
Yeah.
That is that's my favorite archetype to play in tabletop. It's who I want to be, it's who I want to date. I just love it.
Yeah, I love her. One of her first mission produces a codex entry that made me cry. It was very emotional.
Oh, okay.
She's great, yeah. Her whole sequence just touches the heart. Anyway, okay, let's do what we steep, which will then allow us to talk about Dragon Age Veilguard more. Yes. I finally finished season 1 of The Exorcist show. Thank God. That show's so good. I'm taking a break before I start season 2. There's only 2 seasons, sad emoji. But so I want to savor it a little bit, but I finally finished season 1 and it was so good. And then I started trash television. I started watching the Dresden Files over again. Ezra and I have known Dresden Files defenders.
Look, it's garbage, but it's our garbage.
But it's our garbage. The books aren't good. The show isn't good. None of it's good, but it's ours. And that's kind of the important thing about it. I watched I think I mentioned previously many episodes ago that I started watching the original 1998 Trigun, and I went back, started over, just watched the whole thing, and I'm almost through Trigun Stampede, and I am reading I'm like in my Trigun moment right now.
Nice.
That shit that everyone says is good turned out to be good, which is so wild.
Love it when that happens.
And they got a priest where his cross is a gun, and his tits are out. Like, what was I supposed to do? Say no?
So fun fact about my goth phage is that gun cross was the cross I wore.
I adore you.
Kid. Johnny, I'm so glad we're friends.
Yeah. We would have been insufferable together if we had known each other as teens. Trigun is also, I was watching it and I was like, wow, this would have changed me as a person if I had gotten into it as a teenager, and it's probably good that I didn't get into it as a teenager, because I would have been, like, so annoying.
There are some things where you're like, oh, I would have been insufferable.
Oh, dude, I was already annoying with Naruto. Can you imagine if I had then stepped up into Trigun? No, it would have been bad. Now is a good moment for me to be into Trigun, I think.
Fuck yeah.
And then going back before pre-Halloween, because it's been a minute, I watched the original Ju-on the Grunge, which, once again, movie everyone says is good, turned out to be good. That movie fucked. I know there's an American remake. I don't feel any need to watch it. The original one was so good. I watched My Bloody Valentine 1981, which was wild. My roommate and I decided to do a double feature. Just scrolling through Netflix, we saw these Hallmark Christmas movies. That it's Haul Out the Holly, and Haul Out the Holly Lit Up is the sequel. And they were very funny, and we had a really good time, and we got teary at the end of the second one, and both of us were really mad about it. I think the thing is that, like, it has that stereotypical person moves home and, like, learns the magic of Christmas, but it is acknowledged in those movies that everyone in the neighborhood is insane about Christmas. They are, like, too crazy about Christmas, and everyone knows it. It isn't like, Christmas is magic, if you don't like Christmas, you're an asshole. It's like, no, we're all nuts about Christmas. You can just be nuts about Christmas with us if you want.
Like, we're having a good time, but we also acknowledge that we are cuckoo bananas.
Yeah. And it has one of the girls from Mean Girls in it, and also her dad is an actor I don't remember the name of, but I recognize, and it still is driving me nuts because I don't know his name, but I keep looking at him being like, I know you. And then watched Over the Garden Wall, as is autumn tradition. Always hits, always good. Johnny and I watched that together with some folks who had never seen it before, which is always both great and kind of stressful, because you're like, God, I hope you like Over the Garden Wall. Because if you don't, it will be devastating.
I know. Me. I'm like, that's one of those ones where I'm like, ooh, I'm taking a chance here, because like this might be the end of this friendship.
Yeah. I watched that with Helena the first time she watched it, but I went into that knowing like Helena's gonna love this shit. Come on.
Oh yeah, there's no way.
But I don't know one of Johnny's roommates very well, so I was like, I don't know if this is gonna be a hit or not. But it seemed like everyone liked it, so that's good.
Nice.
And then the gang is all Dragon Age Veilguard pilled, obviously. I'm taking a brief break to replay all of Mass Effect, so I guess not that brief a break. But man, I don't know. Minor spoiler, but you at one point, maybe this was a patch, I don't know. They give you armor that looks like Shepard's armor, but fantasy. And between that and like something random, I just like got into my Mass Effect feelings and was like, I gotta replay it. And playing it up. It was Ben and I are streaming Metal Gear. And I have my PS3 hooked up for that, and I have the first Mass Effect on that PS3. And I started it up as a bit, so he'd log in and see me playing Mass Effect, and me being like, oh, we're streaming Mass Effect today, right? But the thing is, that's the trap, is you open up Mass Effect, and then you're like, wow, I love Mass Effect.
Wow, what if I played Mass
Jokes
Effect?
Damn,
on
what
me,
if I played
I
Mass
love
Effect,
Mass
though?
Effect.
So yeah, and I haven't played it like on a TV since that PS3, I think probably.
That's crazy.
But we were playing it in like 2013, or when I was playing it in 2013 when you and I still lived together.
Yeah.
According to the PS3, that was when I last played it. It was like 2013, 2014. So I'm playing it on my TV and just like that's how I originally played it. So I'm just having so many feelings.
That's so bug nuts.
Yeah, I've played the beginning of the first one, so many times. That it is just like, oh,
Yeah.
this is like coming home.
I just really viscerally remembered the time that I tried to play it and I couldn't shoot anything because I was very bad at video games, and also the controls were just how you say clunky.
Yeah, they're a little weird. The remake, I think, has smooths them out a little bit, but there's still a couple times where, because Mass Effect 1 doesn't have a reload, it's the overheat system, which is fine by me, honestly.
Yeah, works for me.
But I'm used to hitting reload for a shooter, so I keep going to do that and not being able to. And also the button for running is different than you expect. So I keep like being like, how do I fucking run again? Oh, right, you hit X. It's not, you're like holding down on a stick or something.
Oh, okay.
It's interesting, but it's still, it's still Mass Effect. That's still my girl. Fifth Harmony voice, that's my girl. So, anyway, that's me. I had a lot to think about.
It's been a while. Lot to think about. I watched Underwater, which was that weird movie with Kristen Stewart where people are on like some kind of like sci-fi-ish deep sea mining platform. That movie was not very good.
Oh, bummer. I was like, the concept is fascinating.
It was fun. It was extremely like fine.
Oh,
I was just
bummer.
like, I don't know. You guys should just watch Alien. I was sitting there just like, yeah, sorry.
I feel like I would watch that and just want it to be C-Lab the whole time.
Entirely possible. I felt like it mostly just, I was like, this is okay, and Kristen Stewart does have a buzz cut, which I am into, but also, like, it's mostly just reminding me of better movies. So, it's okay. It's not like I paid money to watch it. I went and saw The Wild Robot in a theater with a friend, which was, very cute. It was very pretty. I really liked the animation style, a lot of really beautiful painted backgrounds. Was kind of mad that the robot movie for children made me cry. But, it's a Pixar movie. They know what they're doing. Also, I always get really like childishly excited when any kind of robot related media is like us. They're really obviously like, we're referencing Rossum's Universal Robots, the Czech play that invented that use of the word robot, and I'm like, I understood that reference because I'm a dweeb. Also, the play's really good. I
love when being a dweeb pays off.
Yeah, it's good. It's good and fun. I watched Lisa Frankenstein, which was a lot more fun than I expected it to be. Which I ended up double featuring Lisa Frankenstein and the original Twister.
Oh.
While stoned.
Yeah.
Which was
what a mix.
I can't.
Lisa Frankenstein made me go on like a whole like camp kick where I just like rewatched a bunch of camp movies.
It was like Heathers plus The Corpse Bride but like if that was like popcorn for your brain. I don't know. I had a great time.
It reminded me a little bit of like Idle Hands.
Oh, I've never seen Idle Hands.
Oh, hell yeah. But that is the number
Maddie
one.
Would like that reference.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the number one thing you could have said to me to make me want to watch it. Not that I didn't already want to watch it because I did.
Oh,
but like,
this movie. Okay, I've heard of this, but I've never seen it, and I should.
Oh, it's so good. It's honestly aged really well. Weirdly,
yeah, it's still pretty banger.
I feel like stoner horror is one of the flavors of horror I like can tolerate. Probably.
It's honestly, it's kind of hit and miss. I went on a kick of like rewatching like classic stoner films, and some of them suck.
No.
And are just bad. It's literally like I watched, what was it? I think it was Dazed and Confused. Has like 2 people smoke joints. Nobody ever talks about weed, and everyone's just shitty the whole time.
Oh man,
bummer.
Yeah,
that sucks. What else? Yeah. Oh, and then I started rewatching Gravity Falls again because look, there's a lot going on in the world. And also started rewatching the Apothecary Diaries, which I'm obsessed with and everyone should watch. And now I'm just like, I've discovered that one of the things I really like in anime is like historical fantasy, and so now I'm just on the hunt for, because I like, it's like Yona of the Dawn and Apothecary Diaries. I'm like, this is what I want. This is my shit. And I don't know. So if anybody, listeners, if you have any like historical fiction or historical fantasy anime recommendations, hit me up with that.
I'll give you a list later.
Yes.
I was gonna say, I'm sure that I have some.
Fuck yeah.
You should watch Trigun.
I mean, also I should just watch Trigun. So we'll put that on the list. I'm enjoying things that have short episodes right now. Just because like I feel like I'm doing a lot better with like fitting TV in around like having to, be an adult and take care of myself.
That's the really nice thing about anime is they're all, like 24 minutes, Most of them are, especially the older ones, are all like little half-hour slots, so I can like, I'm gonna like watch a couple episodes of anime on my lunch, or like I got enough time to fit in like one episode of something before I gotta go do something else.
Yeah,
it feels
exactly.
more manageable rather than like I have to sit down for an hour of television.
Yeah. Or I don't end up doing the like, I'm like, I want to watch like one thing, and then it's like, fuck, I have stayed up too late. I'm less likely to revenge procrastinate myself into an even worse sleep schedule. I don't want to talk about it. It's fine. Anyway, that does it for me.
All right. Well, I am most of the way through another Scavengers Reign rewatch because it's my favorite. I am watching the new season of Arcane, which is good. It hits. I just watched Killing Eve for the first time.
Sick.
I finished that all 4 seasons, which took a while. I have rewatched Sort of so many times, and it continues to be like my baseline. Like if I can't decide what to watch with someone, I'm like, "Have you seen Sort of?" Which I don't know if I converted either of you to
I
the
don't think
Church
I
of
know
Sort
what
of
that
yet?
is.
We watched it in Arizona, right?
Oh yeah, we did. We watched some of it. I don't know if we finished it.
I don't know. We watched a bunch of it. It was very good, but for me, it was like there was always something going on all the time. So you have to be ready to like watch that show because it was like a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely something to like pay attention to, like, but it's good. It's
and I
about
think
this
maybe it would be
non-binary
easier to space it out.
Pakistani human.
Mm-hmm.
And it's mwah.
Hell yeah.
I rewatched The Expanse recently. I've been on kind of a sci-fi kick, if you can't tell. I watched for the first time Silo, which kind of filled the gap in my life that Fallout left. Rewatched Over the Garden Wall with Maddie, and then my like brain dead, like smoke some weed, no thoughts, head empty show has been I started watching The Great British Baking Show.
Sometimes I miss
The Great British Baking Show.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Breaking Show, and I was like, is that a parody?
No, I just stumbled over my words.
Okay, no, that's very reasonable. Obviously,
no, I'm
judgment
watching
here.
Posh Brits bake.
Yeah, I still watch
Hell
it
yeah.
sometimes with Amanda, and I realize I like the new other host whose name I forget. who, along with Noel, she really sells it for me.
Somebody was saying that
the seasons with Matt are like so hard to watch for me, but I really like her.
Nice.
I've only seen the gal. I'm watching what's on Netflix, which is like season 5 and beyond or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like it starts with Noel and the little old lady, and I love them as
I love her
pair.
too.
Noel and Sandy
love
were
how
so
much-
good.
Noel and Sandy were great. There's a couple seasons with the Matt, who I'm not a fan of. And then there's the new gal who's been on for a couple seasons now, who is also great and very charming. Noel is the constant, which is great because I love him.
Noel's just a very funny human. I also loved his season of Taskmaster,
which I do need to watch.
It's great.
I haven't watched any.
Start with the Noel season.
I did not realize he was on Taskmaster. That's hilarious.
Oh, he's so good on it. I think what is like the best thing about Noel is while he is constantly always the funniest person in the room, he's also constantly like setting the stage for everyone around him.
Yeah.
And it's very like take it or leave it, like even if you don't seize the moment, like he'll just keep going because he does not turn off ever for any reason. But he's always trying to give the people around him spotlight.
Yeah.
And I think that is part of why he's so charming, like successful in being so charming all the time, is it's not incessant.
That makes sense.
He's very, a high tide raises all ships about making people laugh, and I think that's great.
Yeah. Sick.
I saw Mighty Boosh in high school, and it changed me forever, so,
I only knew a couple of skits. Like, it was definitely like YouTube era, here's this one skit from that show, and that's how I knew it, and it was very like, yeah, I know Crack Fox and Old Greg.
I didn't watch a ton, but I watched it with Helena. We watched it a few times, and that was enough.
Yeah. I did not watch Mighty Boosh, and then the only thing I encountered the Old Greg sketch first via someone showing it to me while we were supposed to be working on a group project in the library the first time I went to college, and I laughed so hard I fell off of the bench I was sitting on.
That sounds right. I've experienced that when showing it to other people.
Yep. And then the next couple of times I walked into the library, I couldn't find the people I was looking for, and apparently I wasn't reacting to them yelling my name, so one of them yelled, "I'm Old Greg," and I went, "Oh, there we are." So then I had to live with that forever.
Damn, they got you.
I mean, at least they didn't yell about their mangina, and that was what got
this
you.
This is true. It's like, it could have been worse, but it could have gone better. You know? I think that's, it is what it is.
You want to drink Bailey's from an old shoe?
Fuck.
Got him.
Oh, man. I'm gonna be old and have forgotten many things about my life, and I'm still gonna laugh about that.
I can't wait until I'm senile enough to be like, back in my day, we drank Bailey's from a shoe. And like me, myself saying it, I have no idea that was a parody that I'm misremembering. It's gonna be great.
I mean, it's not too late. We can always drink Bailey's from a shoe.
I suppose we could technically do that.
I don't think it sounds like a great idea, but, it's on the table.
I think we
can make that a reality.
Like, big fishing boots and a lot of Baileys.
Okay, and?
Like, I'm getting waiters, alright?
Yeah. Okay, I'm in.
I'm not being talked. I don't feel like I'm getting talked out of this right now.
Yeah, don't threaten me with a good time.
Yeah, I know. Old Greg themed party.
Oh my god, I might.
We'll do that next Halloween. Okay. Let's actually get to the episode, shall we?
Let's actually get to the episode.
So this is what Johnny has been wanting to bring to the steeple table for many, many years, maybe at this point. It
may have
a long
been
time.
years at this point.
Several moons.
Many a moon. Johnny's been like, so when are you gonna have me on so I can talk about Scavengers Reign? And I was like, I don't know, eventually. And the answer is now.
Yeah.
I watched it with you. You made me, quote unquote, watch it with you. We watched it over the span of several weeks, including when we were in Arizona earlier this summer. Ezra, how much you seen?
I watched the first 4 episodes before tragically falling the fuck asleep on the couch. But I feel like I hope I saw enough to get an idea of the vibe, and also, you know me, 9 times out of 10 spoilers just increase my desire to watch the thing. So, like, we're gonna finish recording and I'm gonna go watch more Scavengers Reign, to be clear.
Yeah.
Like, I was enjoying the shit out of it, but I have only seen the first 4 episodes.
Yeah. So there will be spoilers. This is an animated show. It was on Max. I think it's on Netflix now.
So it's still on Max,
okay.
And then Netflix bought the rights to it and tried to do that thing where they were like, "Hey, make sure you watch it on our platform if you want a sequel."
Right.
And I spent months telling everyone to watch it on Netflix, and then they just canceled it.
Oh.
So it only has 1 season, but it's been canceled twice. But the animators are doing the like Bee and Puppy Cat gorilla thing of like, we're gonna keep making it and just kind of trust that someone will buy it one day.
I love that.
God fucking
for them.
So like there's a trailer for season 2 that like I think they literally like posted that with, "We got canceled, but here's this anyways."
Hoping that someone will take that bait.
I love that.
Hoping that someone will pick it up, which I hope they do in a timelier fashion than Bee and Puppy Cat, which took like 10 years.
Yeah, that was a while.
Yeah.
Because I need it.
Yeah.
I did watch it on Netflix, so I'm too late, but I tried.
Yeah. But it is my favorite show.
Johnny, is the person most familiar with Scavengers Reign? Do you want to give us a brief rundown on like the general plot? We don't need like a beat by beat, but
yeah. So the basic premise is capitalism is bad, and there's these like space freighter people who are doing space freighting, and their capitalistic overlords don't give a shit about them, and they crash land in pursuit of profit accidentally. And so basically like chunks of the crew from like all of the dispersed escape pods are like stuck on the planet. In episode 1, they managed to call the ship like down using like an emergency protocol thing. And then the show becomes about everybody kind of like, you know, all of the dispersed stories that this is about. All of the people see the ship come down and they're like, "Oh, that's where I need to go now." And so it's kind of several different intertwining stories about this sort of like brief diaspora and then, you know, everyone coming back together. And the show joins the people like 3 months after they've landed on the planet, so they've kind of like figured their shit out.
For the most part.
And I really like that because part of the wonder and the journey is that like the ecology of the planet is so weird and wild, and we're joining the people when they know like how to interact with it somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't. We the viewer don't. And so we kind of learn by watching them just like knowingly do things. And like I love wondering about like, oh, I wonder how they figured that out.
Yeah, yes, I had such a good time being like, what was the trial and error that made you figure out that, like, you can, like, scare these weird land squid-looking things into popping open and then use them as, like, a breathing apparatus.
Yeah!
It's just...
like, how did you figure out that those little guys are gas masks?
Yeah, like, how many things did you, like, stick your face into? Or stick on your face?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like they one of the opening scenes is the Sam crawling into the, like, cutting a hole in the side of a creature, crawling in and then operating it like a machine to get these glowing orbs. And you see like a lot of cuts on the Beast's side. Like, he's done this dozens of times. And it's so like practiced and like nonchalant, and it's very like they do a really good job of like, yeah, that's just that thing I have to do.
Yeah, that vibe of like anything can become like humans. One of the weird things about humans is like we're very adaptable in that like almost anything can become routine. Sometimes this is not a good thing.
Yeah,
like
yeah, and it's
no. Go ahead.
I think that's like a common theme throughout the show is people like normalizing things that they really shouldn't.
Like I was what's the shithead's name?
Cayman.
Thank you.
Yes.
The
guy who really looks like he wandered out of an Alan Moore comic.
Yeah.
Roast him. Fuck Cayman.
So part of it is also we see as they are all desperately trying to get to the ship, we see flashbacks figuring out, kind of showing us how everyone got down there in the first place, because the show doesn't start with that. It starts with 3 months in, we're all on ground. That's it.
Yeah, the primary thing at the start is the ship came down. Oh shit, oh fuck.
We need to get there. Partially because there's people on there. They were, if I recall correctly, they were actually moving to colonize.
Yeah, so basically the company that they work for operates these like colonization vessels. And so all the colonists are in this like cryo sleep, but the crew of the ship, the like workers, are who are doing this like survival horror thing.
Right.
While like the colonists who, you know, paid money to go be colonists on some exoplanet are, you know,
asleep
in cryo. And that's like one of the really interesting parts is like, so the captain of the ship, Sam, is very drawn to like, you know, I have let my crew down. I can't let these passengers down. I have to, like, I'm doing this on the principle of I am a captain and this is my ship and I must do what is right. And then you have Cayman, whose fault it is.
Yeah.
Who is, just to, like, aside, when I was writing notes while I was doing this rewatch in anticipation, I wrote a small dissertation about Cayman.
Yeah.
Fuck
he's really interesting. I still hate his ass.
I mean, you're supposed to hate his ass.
I mean, yeah, you get to the end of the show, and he still sucks. Like, he's gone through this whole journey of, like, self-reflection and, like, realizing, like, what he's done, and he's still an asshole. And you're like, dude.
The ordeal he went through was in particular that, like, what he did to other people happened to him.
Yeah.
He was manipulated and used as a tool, like he uses everyone around him all the time.
And he didn't learn.
And it was using, like, the worst parts about him against himself. Like, if he just stopped for 5 minutes and did a little self-work, like, his situation would have gotten better by way of him being less manipulatable with his toxicity.
Yeah.
And instead, he's just, like, doubled down. Like, he's just still that guy.
Yeah, he refused. He just continued to, like, feed into that. If season 2, I'll be hopeful. When season 2 inevitably comes around, I will be very interested I haven't watched the trailer yet, so I don't know what kind of the plan is, if it says, but I will be interested to see if he comes back and what goes on with him. I have
strong predictions.
Okay. I don't know. He's really interesting. And I think his story is the most horror story because he spent his 3 months trapped inside his pod, which is, it's not an escape pod from like Star Wars where it's really little. Two, both the other groups are using theirs as essentially shelter. They can get in and out. They're just also able to like go outside and do stuff outside, right? So they're big enough that you can like sleep in them, but
it's like the size of like
a tent, like a tall tent.
Yeah, I was thinking like
Like a 2-person, maybe.
like a really small cabin, like a one room like hunting cabin sort of deal.
Yeah. But still, you're trapped in there for 3 months alone.
Yeah, he's kind of they do a good job of characterizing that he is like
he's
crazy
gone.
at that point.
Yeah.
Like he's gone.
The first like living thing that interacts with him, he immediately is like, "Oh god. Okay. I'll like whatever I need to do to be useful to you, just like don't leave me alone." And of course
Well,
you know.
so that he actually the first thing he does is like he's like, "Oh my god, thank you so much." And then he just, like, looks at it for a second and jumps out the window to, like, get away.
Yeah, that's true.
So like, his initial response is not to submit to this thing.
No,
it's very
that does
much
come
get
later,
the fuck away. And then it saves his life, and he's just like, all right, well, I guess the safest place for me to be, because he's a classical narcissist, is next to this thing.
Yeah.
And that's when well, then I guess I'll just hang out
Time to die. Yeah. I mean, time to not die. He's specifically doing whatever he can to live.
Yeah.
Including this symbiotic relationship, but what if the symbiosis was bad on one end?
Well, I mean, so I wouldn't, my nickname for the creature, by the way, is the Depression Salamander.
Sure.
And the thing about the Depression Salamander is, that so like kind of the like I said, I wrote like a small dissertation about this. I would classify it as a parasite.
That's a better word.
Like,
yes,
that makes sense.
Really
to me.
explicitly, because like this air quotes symbiosis does not benefit Cayman in any actual material way.
Yeah,
it's more like I would think of it as akin to like cordyceps mushrooms, where it makes like an ant want to go to the top of a leaf. Like it's changing your brain to make you want to help it, but that's not like good for you.
No.
Like you're not getting anything out of it.
Well, he's getting protection from it.
He's getting protection, and then, like...
It's still, like, the scales are deeply imbalanced.
And what I think is kind of going on there, and why the Depression Salamander takes such a special interest in him, is, even when it gets big and strong and, like, really powerful later in the series, it never takes over any of the large predatory animals.
No.
And I think that's because the way that it manipulates things just, like, kind of can't overcome a certain amount of willpower. And what it's encountered with Cayman is this kind of advanced life form with a lot more physical strength than it. But Cayman, it being a, like, classic narcissist, is very easy to manipulate.
Yeah. And... Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and on top of that, also, he has the, like, intelligence and advanced problem-solving of... that is, like, far and beyond probably anything else on this planet.
Yeah, I mean, he knows how to use tools. And that's really, like, the turning point with his relationship with the Depression Salamander, where there's clearly a point where it's starting to be like, bro, you're... Like, it keeps surprising him and then disappointing him, which is also, I think... I think one of the creators was clearly working through, like, a relationship with a narcissist in their writing of Cayman. Because
or something.
The kind of, like, subtext there is this, like, uncaring natural force that is a literal, actual parasite is somehow actually, like, more ethical than Cayman. It's shocked by his behavior. And, like, it's like, all right, well, I'll take advantage of that. But, like, man, you're a freak.
But, like, I'll use your freak behavior against you if I gotta.
Yeah, it's very, like, all right, well, this is, like, you killed one of my brethren and put it in front of me, and that's weird and unusual, and I don't know how to handle this, but I mean, like, it's already dead, that's food, I may as well eat it. But like Cayman's the one that's like laughing maniacally while he's doing it.
Yeah.
He's fucked up. It's fucked up.
He's real fucked up.
He's real fucked up, and the Depression Salamander is real fucked up, and then they really fuck each other up.
Yeah. It's easier for me to, like, not be mad at the Depression Salamander, because, like, it is at the end of the day an animal. And it is an animal that clearly has some kind of, like, psychic power, right? So it has potentially some form of higher intelligence in that it, like, knows where to prod and pull to get what it needs. But I think is also still, like, I don't think has a code of morality or ethics or, like, knows that something is wrong. It's still an animal. It's doing what its instincts are telling it to. Whereas Cayman is actively, though at some points is not, because he's being manipulated by Depression Salamander, but for a lot of stuff is actively, and has previously actively made these kinds of choices that have doomed literally, like, thousands of people. And I can't, that's just such a difference there. I can't even pit them against each other. Now, of course, there are points where I was like, all right, Depression Salamander, I think you need to go, man. I think this is getting a little out of hand.
Well, and I think part of that is that, like, the Depression Salamander doesn't understand human social context.
Right.
And so it keeps using these, like, snippets of thought to try and manipulate Cayman in ways that work on little, forest creatures. But, like, when there's this scene where it's like they're doing the big storm outside and Cayman tries to escape, and the salamander's, like, playing this memory to Cayman of, like, hey, do you remember that one time when you really wanted to go outside and then you almost drowned? Like, outside is dangerous right now. You shouldn't go there. Like, it's trying to, like, softly protect him with, like, hey, remember that. Don't do that. And instead of, like, looking back on this memory of him being a stubborn dickhead to his awesome girlfriend who he never deserved, instead of looking back on that and him going, oh, this time I will choose to do the right thing and not, like, stubbornly go outside where I will be in danger, he just, like, doubles down on, like, yeah, I was right then and I'm right now. And the creature, like, doesn't know what to do with that, I think. Like, it's to the creature, I think, like, this is just a weird animal that is responding almost, like, very chaotically and randomly to things that otherwise I think would be very predictable. And so, like, their dysfunction is kind of like that it keeps expecting him to become be like, hey, remember this other thing, and you can just become better about it. And it keeps using the ex-girlfriend as, like, this manipulative tool. And that's ultimately what, like, makes Cayman, like, non-functional to it is, like, it's been using the girlfriend this whole time, and then boom, the big reveal, he killed his girlfriend.
Well, this guy is a huge piece of shit.
Yeah, and so, like, the whole thing was like, yeah, the manipulation worked while he was trying to escapism that, but the moment he accepts that that's what he did, his entire existence boils down to, like, him having a crisis about himself, again, ignoring the thousands of people whose lives he's ruined to have a pity party. And, like, that's what breaks him, and now this thing is like, I don't really understand what happens between them from there. Like, that part of the allegory escapes me. But it is, like, interesting that, like, again, pitting this just, like, narcissistic cis white man, like, very standard narcissistic cis white man against, like, the uncaring forces of alien nature, and the uncaring forces of alien nature end up nurturing the man because, like, kind of gets tricked into it.
I would also like to clarify for people who don't know, he does kill his girlfriend, but it's not like he turns around and stabs her. They're all getting to escape pods, and he gets in and, like, traps her outside of the pod. Which is not an excuse. It's, like, this interesting point of he chose himself over her, and he, like, can't cope with that, despite the fact that that's all he's ever done to her their whole relationship. It's something about the fact that, like, there's, like, a physical marker of it in that she's dead that he just can't handle anymore.
It's that she can't keep forgiving him.
Right.
And that's part of the flashbacks is, like, there keeps being moments where she's like, dude, no, like, I'm not going to go with you to space. And then he manipulates her into going to space. And then she's like, I don't think this is working out. And he, like, manipulates her into sleeping with him again. And, like, over and over, like, he keeps manipulating this situation to try and get what he wants out of her.
And by the time...
And that's what the salamander is doing to him.
Right.
And yeah, so, like, one, it's his fault because he is the person who is the reason that the ship is all fucked up.
That too. So,
like, he did that. And he did that to manipulate her.
Yep.
Two, it's his fault because he, like, Sam, the captain of the ship, is like, no, you go last. Like, you're gonna get on the last escape pod.
Because this is your fault.
This is your fault. And so, like, everyone else leaves in these big groups of people, and then he's kind of there by himself, and he does not wait a second to see if anyone's coming. He doesn't look down a hallway. He doesn't, like, no amount of checking happens, and 10 seconds of checking would have allowed him to, like, escape down with the girlfriend and, like, keep her. And he just doesn't. Like, even in that scenario where his lack of care for other people has resulted in this catastrophe, he does not for a second go, hey, should I maybe care about another person for 5 seconds? Nah.
What a dipshit.
He sucks. Yeah. He sucks really bad.
He does suck.
And I think it's to pivot away from Cayman, because, like I said, I wrote a fucking dissertation about how much I hate him. What I think is really interesting is everyone else's response to him is, I think, like, kind of amazing to see. Because Sam is like, you know, I'm taking accountability because I'm the captain, blah, blah, blah. But it's actually Cayman's fault. And so he's putting, like, anytime something bad happens to anyone, Sam's just like, man, fuck Cayman. And yes. Then Ursula's with Sam, and, like, every time he brings Cayman up, Ursula's like, hey, man, can we stop the, like, fuck Cayman talk? And it even, like, goes down the line of, like, all right, Sam, let's talk about what happened. So Cayman came to you with an idea, and you didn't listen to him for 5 seconds, which made him feel the need to, like, you know, rebel against you, which if you were paying attention, you would have seen coming. So, like, maybe you should, like, listen to the people around you, which is also Ursula telling Sam to listen to her. And then Ozzy, you know, encounters the Depression Salamander before realizing that Cayman is involved in that and all, and then, like, sees Cayman, and, like, she was just talking about Fiona to Levi, and, you know, kind of like, oh, and then Cayman, fuck that guy. But she still tries to save him. And so, like, there's this, like, constant theme of, like, the people around him keep lifting him up anyways. Like, people keep giving him second chances. They keep observing his humanity despite him not observing that about anyone else.
I mean, literally at the end of the show, they're at the point where they're all at the ship, and, like, he's working with Ursula with the plants, and she's like, hey, Cayman, what up? And he just, like, glares at her, and she's like, okay, bye. And it's like, that was the point where I was like, oh, God, fuck this guy for real. Like
he could
have at least been like, hey, thanks for sticking up for me and like giving me something to do. And instead he's like, go fuck yourself.
And I think that that's what makes him so interesting as a character. Like, uninteresting characters don't get dissertations accidentally written about them. Like, he's interesting and relatable, and I think a thing that isn't done in media enough is when a person gets presented a redemption arc and just doesn't take it. Like, he gets every opportunity over and over and over and over again to do the right thing, and 0 times does he choose to. And then he beats himself up afterwards for it, but, like, never does that then make him do the right thing next time.
Yeah, it's like that, like, guilt without actual understanding is all, like, worse than pointless.
It's not even guilt, really. It's like self-martyrdom.
Yeah, that's a better way to put it.
It's a thing that he then like uses as a bludgeon to manipulate people more.
Damn.
It's interesting. He is interesting. I realize I could keep going on, and I'm like, I kind of want to move on to somebody else because I don't want to spend this whole episode talking about him because I'm so sick of his stupid ass.
No, but all of the characters are extremely well written.
Right.
But he is, like, it is a really interesting character arc. It's a really interesting, like, dynamic to see that, like, you know, selfishness and narcissism put up against, like, the cold uncaring of nature and coming out, like, as the worst of the two.
Yeah.
And that's, like, you know, I think it's really interesting if you think about it from the Depression Salamander's point of view, especially because Cayman's effectively like an eldritch creature to this thing. He's way more physically powerful than it. He has, like, the ability to, you know, develop and use tools. He has, like, you know, knowledge of space flight. And this is just, like, a thing that manipulates effectively, like, fun caterpillars into throwing fruit into its mouth on a good day. And so, like, it being presented with this, you know, a person that does the same thing it does, but in, like, a weird, convoluted social way is really interesting to see, like, the two butt up against each other. But yeah, anyways,
strongly agree, Cayman. But enough about Cayman.
Yeah, let's talk about Levi, who is the best boy.
This is Levi is a robot who is technically, Levi is the name of its, like, group. Model. Like, they're all Levi's. And is crashes out with Ozzy, who was, like, a mechanic, right?
Mm-hmm. So Ozzy was, like, the head of the, like, logistics department for the cargo. So she served directly under Cayman. And then interesting tie-ins is Fiona is, like, the robotics person for the ship. And that's Cayman's, like, girlfriend that he manipulated into coming. So, like, she didn't want to be there, but clearly found solace in the Levi's.
Yeah.
And it, like, really shows in how much care she took of them. And, like, you know, there's some flashbacks of Ozzy and Fiona interacting over, you know, different Levi robots. Yeah, anyways, robot.
Yeah, and the cool, let me roll that back. Levi's arc ends up being very much about, like, what makes something alive in a traditional sense, right? And also, like, machine versus nature, and how it doesn't have to be a versus, and how they can come together. Levi ends up getting infected, but, like, is okay with it,
Is like into it.
Yeah, by something on the planet, and like wants to be once they realize what's happening. Is like, please don't remove that. And like gains a sentience of their own. And it's really cool to watch and beautiful. I think in a variety of ways, both visually. Because this show, by the way, it has not come up yet. This show is a visual wonder. It is really wonderful to look at, and the nature especially is just beautiful. And like the way that nature melds into mechanical parts is cool and unique and like a painting. I was enthralled.
They really think out like systems of ecology.
Yes.
And it's really beautiful when that like fleshes out and those systems, like we the viewer get to see the systems work.
This planet feels like it was designed by somebody who would have written one of those Dragonology books I was really into as a kid. Where they fully thought out, like, here's how every piece of this puzzle works together.
Oh my god, yes, 100%. I've been watching it with my roommate who is going to college right now so that he can go and get a forestry degree.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it just keeps being like,
I imagine he's thrilled. Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is fucking great, and also watching it with you makes it even better.
Yeah.
I frequently describe the ecology of the planet as my favorite character in the show.
Yeah. And the way that ecology meshes with, once again, the Levites feel like they were thought out by somebody who really is into how robots work.
Yeah.
Or like, thinks about machines and stuff. And seeing those two puzzle pieces come together is great. Especially in like relationship to Levi and Ozzy becoming friends. Because at first Ozzy is just like, you are a machine, right? You're a tool. Because they are on the ship. They're no different than like a hauler or whatever, right? They're just, a forklift that can talk. And like seeing that friendship develop between two sentient beings, like there is a point where we think Levi is dead. And I did cry. Because Ozzy was crying and was so upset. And I was like, I can't fucking handle this. I'm pretty sure I said to you, like, I was so upset about Levi being dying, and I was like, I can't do this. Not like I can't do this, but I was like, I can't believe they did this to me.
Yeah. It's a big moment in the show in a variety of ways.
Totally.
And yeah, I mean, Ozzy and Levi are my favorite of the, like, storylines.
Yeah.
And I think they do such a good job of showing Ozzy grapple with, like, so you talked about Levi being, like, a tool to her, but I think it goes beyond that once they crash, because, like,
exactly.
Levi's who's taking care of the crops. Levi is who can tell if a storm is coming. Levi is a survival tool that she needs or she'll die.
Yeah.
And it's really, I think they did a really good job with her of like showing what a like at her core amazing human being she is.
Yeah.
Because even while she's grappling with like my survival tool is malfunctioning, she's constantly like, while she's both treating it like a tool in a lot of ways that she's used to doing, you can see her, like, wince at herself doing some of those things and then immediately be, like, nicer to him. And, like, you can see her grokking that he's gaining sentience, but, like, questioning herself about, like, am I just, like, am I making Levi into, like, my Wilson?
Yeah.
And like is, trying not to do that, but at the same time recognizes willpower. And I think the most like poignant moment of that, and what finally makes her like immediately get it and start treating him differently, is when Levi chastises Ozzy for turning him off.
Yeah.
And he's like,
I don't like when I'm off. Like, I don't like when you do that.
The planet tells me things that I couldn't otherwise know, and when you turn me off, there's nothing. And that's the moment that she's like, oh.
Okay, I won't do that again.
And so, like, the next couple of times, she's like, oh, hey, keep watch down here while I, go do this thing. She stops herself and is like, you know what? You do whatever you want. You're your own person. I'm gonna go do that.
Yeah.
But, like, you do your thing. You're competent and aware and care about me, and I trust all of that about you. You're good.
You're more of a partner than a tool now.
And I think Levi clearly groks that because he saves her twice.
Right.
Once before all of that happens, and then once after, and it's like the second time is not that he was there and it was convenient. It was that, like, his nature sense was like, hey, this is going down. And he was like, all right, well, I'll go save her then.
Yeah.
And, like, I think Levi understands what a leap that was for her to give him autonomy when she depended on him to be alive.
Yeah. And she also, I will say, and I appreciate that she, like, it's not, like, episodes long struggle of her, like, giving Levi autonomy. It is very much, like, the realization hits, and she's like, okay, I am actively making that choice to treat you like that then. Yeah. That and it says something about her character, that she realizes that Levi is, like, has a personality and is not just a tool, and is like, okay, then I need to make I don't treat him like a tool. And he's not a tool anymore.
I feel like it was a fairly straightforward process for her too, because it was like, it's revealed that he can feel feelings.
Yeah.
Like, she touched the metal part of him and he goes, yeah, I feel that. And she was like, oh, okay. And then he expressed a desire to stay conscious, like, in direct opposition of her, which is a thing that he's, like, not programmed to do. Or not programmed to do. Programmed not to do.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, that's a direct violation of program. It explains everything else. You can feel there's a bunch of unexplained things. You've got this plant in you. And I think that she's just like, well, then, like, either I treat you like you're sentient and you are, and that works, or I treat you like you're sentient and you aren't, and, like, it's a Wilson situation. But both of those options are either neutral or better, and both of the options for not treating you sentient are either we fight because you're malfunctioning, or I'm treating a sentient thing like it's non-sentient. And those are both bad, so let's do the thing that isn't bad.
And she's right to do so.
Yeah.
And she's great, and I love her.
I love Ozzy.
And she's queer.
Yeah. And that's, getting back to, like, the differing reasons for the people to get back to the ship. Sam, the captain, is trying to get back to, save all the people. Ozzy's thing is there's a cute girl, and I love that.
and I turned her down. I, like, never got to, like, form that connection.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to get back and, like, say I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Which is...
And have the connection.
And, like, allow myself to make that connection.
I think part of Ozzy's journey is, like, that she thought she was an island for so long because of having, this travel job where she's never in the same place. And then, being stuck in one place and relying on Levi and, all of this other stuff, realizing, like... And what keeps her sane, kind of, is that book that the cute gal gives her. And it's like, oh, connection is actually keeping me alive right now. And it was the whole time, and I just didn't realize it.
And it's nice.
It's cute and gay.
And then the other prong of the triad, there's like kind of a 0.5 story here that overlaps near the end, but I don't think we'll have time to get to them, which is fine. Yeah. Is Sam and Ursula. I really liked them also. I loved both of them a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Sam being the captain of the ship, and Ursula being one of the, like, younger crew members who was in charge of, like, biology and botany and stuff.
Yeah. keeping all of the plants that they were shipping alive.
Right, which obviously is really helpful on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, damn, talk about people you do want to get stuck on the fucking weird ass planet with.
Seriously, you've got the captain, the guy who knows how to make decisions and how to survive and has been doing this forever. And your botanist, Mark Watney style. And so the two of them have this very interesting, give and take, the push and pull of him, doing a lot of self-sacrificing, because he's I fucked up, I ruined this ship, I have to save everybody, and I, refuse to let anybody help me do it. And her banging actively on his walls, being let me in, you old fuck. And also recognizing, okay, but also he does know what he's doing, which was, it was cool to watch them go back and forth on that. He does die, and it did make me very sad. That was another
that's gonna be a huge bummer.
That was another moment where I cried. And
yeah,
he,
I mean, his death sucks.
It does. I saw it coming from, an episode or two out, and I was still maybe it won't happen, maybe it won't happen. Because there's a couple of fakes out, but I didn't want it to happen.
I knew he was gonna die the moment he lied about the, not zombie bite, but effectively a zombie bite.
Basically. That happened, and I was he's gonna die, right? But then they kept being no, he's fine.
No, now we cured him.
Yeah, and
now he's sick again.
And it was the worst, just waiting for that to peter out. But they have this very sweet kind of passing of the torch, where he learns to trust and gives her the key card so they can get into the ship and stuff. And teaches her. He keeps trying to teach her here's what you're gonna need to know to get in and save everybody, and she's I don't need to know that because you're gonna be there. And it's very emotional. Yeah, it's not a dad-daughter thing, but it is very much a
it's a coworker thing that's really, honestly, another thing that the show does that is not, I don't see often, can't point to as a trope in other shows, is this very good, healthy, respecting coworker relationship.
That I think, but I think becomes there is a friendship element also, but it's kind of, it is, you are my coworker who became my friend, which is a very specific kind of relationship, and also you're my boss.
Yeah.
But you can't be my boss because we're trapped on this island together, and we have to work together.
But I just love how punctuated it is by Sam going, and this is especially funny coming from the captain of the ship to asking an employee of his, hey, do you think the way our contracts are written that we can book all of this as overtime when we get back?
Yeah.
These, I have 3 months of overtime. Is that how our contract works?
Is that how it works? I think this is OT.
But to the more poignant parts, one of the things that I really like about their arc is there's a point at which they're fighting after the flower scene, which is genuinely the best 2 minutes of television I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's really good.
Which is followed by the ordeal of explaining your acid trip to your sober friends.
Yeah.
But the Sam says to her, exasperated that she went off and did this thing, I can't do this without you. And she's well, I can do this without you. And that's such and one, she can, and Sam immediately knows that, and she immediately knows that, and she apologizes immediately, but the thing is that both of them know that she isn't wrong. And then that turnaround at the very end where they, the ship is in sight and Sam is making the decision to die. And she's I can't do this without you. And he's yes, you can.
And she does.
And she does. Boom.
But I liked the evolution, emotionally, from I can do this without you to I feel like I can't, in terms of, like,
Mhm.
learning to trust each other, as similar to Ozzy and Levi, as, like, we are survival partners together, and that is, like, crucial. And then she, figures out how to stand on her own 2 feet and, like, gets it together and becomes the de facto new captain and stuff.
She deals with almost the opposite of the Ozzy thing in that
Yes.
at the very end she can't trust him. Like, she can trust him less and less over time and has to do more and more work internally to recognize his humanity because
Right.
he's a weird parasitoid thing now.
Yeah. And not her boss. He's just, like, a guy.
Yeah.
As we start, because he also, like, opens up and, like, tells her more about, like, his life and shit. And she's like, oh, he's not, like, my boss. He's, like, a dude who fucks up.
Yeah.
And, it worked. What worked when we were at home base no longer cuts it.
Yeah. It's one of the narratives of, like, a person who is not used to being a leader finding their way to it.
Yeah.
And Sam is, like, the, guiding older man of that.
Yeah.
Maybe unintentionally.
Yeah, I think kind of against his will until the end, where where he is like, I'm dying and there's nothing I can do about that. And she needs to take that up.
Yeah, he realizes, 1, he's dying, and 2, that it is very much his fault for not relying on her.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that the rugged individualism is his downfall.
Yep. And he comes around too late. And, it is what it is. But he got her. She was gonna get there anyway, but he put her on the right path, and then she went the other 90% of the way. I don't want to be like she became who she was because of him, because no, she would have gotten there eventually anyway. But like that relationship is still, I think, was cool.
It was that she gained a clarity of who she was,
right,
through him,
right.
Which is beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, I love to gain some clarity,
Love to gain clarity through a relationship.
Yeah.
All the groups, there's the 3.5 groups. Like I said, there's another 0.5 who come in at the end. It's all, like, pairs, right? Pairs of relationships and how they impact each other. And they all get mixed up, especially as everyone starts, like, interacting with each other and shit. It's interesting to see all these, like, different conflicting relationships of, like, yeah, what would happen if you all ended up dropped in the middle of fuck-ass nowhere and having to just figure out for yourself this.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hopefully not.
The 0.5, I'm assuming, is the scavengers that come down from Ozzy's distress signal.
Yes.
I think that is I love that they drop them in a little bit later. And
I do too.
Specifically that whole subplot, because for all of my hatred of Cayman, not to go back into that, the moment you meet Chris, you're like, oh, I guess Cayman's not, like, the worst humanity has to offer.
No, that's the one who's the blonde lady?
Like, the cult leader gal, basically.
Yeah.
I can teach you how to never feel fear again. Okay.
Yeah, I was sick of her ass, too. She sucked.
She's awful.
She was trying to convince one of the... So they show up... fine, I guess we're getting into it. We have time.
Yeah.
They show up, and it's her, it's the younger guy, and...
Chris, Barry, and... I wrote the name down. I can do this.
I was gonna say, thank God, because I do not remember any
Terrence.
Terrence, okay. And they're all scavengers, and they're a group of 3, and they come to this destruction signal to be like, alright, well, we're gonna pick over this whole ship, and sell everything off, and kill all these people, and fly this ship out of here so we can sell all...
Well, and they keep reassuring Ozzy that they're not going to leave anyone stranded. Like, Chris repeatedly throughout the thing, Ozzy's like, yeah, but there's all those people, and we can't just leave them there. And originally Chris is like, yeah, of course. You give us the cargo, and then we'll take you and your friends wherever you want to go. And Ozzy keeps pressing the subject. Like, each time Chris tries to, like, teach Ozzy a lesson, like she's teaching the kid, and, like, induct her into the cult, effectively, Ozzy keeps being like, well, number one, no.
Well, I'm a grown adult woman.
Two,
you can't manipulate me like that.
Yeah, and number two, hey, it seems like you're trying to dodge the whole are we gonna help these people thing, and I really need you to, like, say out loud in front of everybody that we're gonna do this. And it just, like, keeps escalating more and more as Chris, like, you know, I think Chris realizes that she's not going to convert Ozzy, and that's when, like, the more overt, like, no, I'm not gonna do that, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, she can't manipulate Ozzy like she has pushed around the other two members of her team. I want to make it clear, it's not a literal cult, but it's the, like, it's
the cult, like, methodology.
Yeah, it's her mindset of, like, you know, every man for themselves, go fuck yourself, there's no such thing as pain, like, that kind of...
Every man for me.
Yeah, basically. You all work for me, you know, you're all under my thumb. And we're gonna kill all these fucking people, because they're not worth it. We're gonna take their cargo and dip.
Yeah, like, Chris is very, like, we're a democracy, and also you fucking better vote the way I want you to.
Yeah, exactly.
Even their, like, game to decide the leader, which is where they, like, breathe in and out really quickly until they pass out. Like, number one, what an easy thing to cheat at.
Yeah. And two, if you get really good at it, there's no way you're ever gonna lose.
Yeah, and that's like, the thing is, like, repeatedly she does this activity and then is cognizant enough afterwards to, like, you know, at one point, you know, kill a person.
Yeah.
And, like, one of you passed out from that, and one of you was fully cognizant afterwards. I wonder if you actually did the thing. But Barry is, I think, another, like, a late shiner, but I love
Barry's a good egg.
Arc
I love Barry.
Of, like, Barry, 100% of the time that Barry is on screen, Barry is trying to do what he thinks is right. And for a lot of that time, his view of that is skewed by Chris.
Right. He thinks that Chris is leading them in the right direction. But
it takes...
Yeah.
Yeah. And it takes, like, 5 minutes of being around Ozzy for him to just start going, oh, but actually, this person's making a lot of sense, too, and isn't, like, forcing me to think it.
Yeah. You know. Ozzy's like, I don't think we should do murder. And Barry's like, oh, maybe we shouldn't do murder. And then Chris, of course, is like, no, I think we should do murder. And Barry's like, are you sure we should do murder? Well, if Chris says we should do murder. But I guess we should, because Chris is saying it, and Chris is in charge. But obviously, that he starts to gain sentience of his own and realize, wait a minute, I don't think we should do a bunch of murders.
Yeah. Chris gets what's coming, though.
That's right. Thank God. I was sick of her ass by the end too. I was like, you need to be done. She is a capital V villain.
Oh yeah. And like, yeah, I think they did a really good job of, like, making you hate Cayman as much as you think you could hate a person, and then introducing Chris, and you're just like, all right, maybe Cayman isn't so bad.
Oh, there are worse people.
Oh, there is worse.
Oh, awesome. There is a potential for worse. Good, I hope she dies. Yeah. I hope she dies. Anyways, Ezra, I realize we've been chattering off.
I'm enjoying listening to you immensely. Like I said... Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask, like, as someone who has not finished the show, but is, like, just starting it. I was curious what your thoughts were versus us who have both seen it.
Oh, I spent a lot, I feel like I just spent a lot of time being like, I'm obsessed with the shading on everything. Like, it's so... Everything about it is so expressive. Like, the human faces are so expressive, the non-human, like... I even hesitate to say faces, like...
I mean, even the depression salamander is expressive.
Yeah, like, they do this incredible job of making these things that are so alien, but they're so visceral. Like, they're so, like, you feel like you just, like, like, the vibes are so powerful that you understand what's going on. And then also, I feel like I'm sitting there going, like, oh, I feel like I'm feeling what the characters are feeling because of the, like, human tendency to anthropomorphize things in order to understand them. Whether or not we're, like, which often makes us, like, wrong about stuff.
Yeah.
I ran across a post about somebody was like, I ended up watching a bunch of, like, short educational documentaries at like a science center or something in a row, and was really struck by, like, the video, like, it was back-to-back, like, short movies about, like, sharks and dolphins, and watching it being like, oh, if you like, listen to these without any audio, they're exhibiting, like, the same behaviors, but we're anthropomorphizing dolphins as, like, cooperative, and, like, friendly and like approach and like behaving like humans and doing it at teamwork, whereas when sharks do it, it's like nasty and bad. And it was like, oh, we're like so prone to just like rely, like, anything that like looks like a friend, we're very drawn in by that, and sometimes that's like we're very easily manipulated by stuff that looks like a friend.
Like the depression salamander, like all of that shit I said about the depression salamander and it being like shocked, or it like how it reacts. It never says a word. It does not use facial expressions. That's all body language.
Yeah, and I feel like the music too.
Mm-hmm.
Like this show is so...
sound design.
The sound design is incredible. I really like this show, but I have to put it in the category of, like, so I have, like, the category of, like, things I can watch while I'm eating and things that I can't watch while I'm eating. This sounds dumb, but anything with subtitles...
No, I totally...
Yeah,
I
if it's got subtitles on it, I
right.
can't watch it while I'm eating, because otherwise I'm like, I do have to look at my food.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my fucking spoon to my mouth, and I gotta look at the subtitles, and I'm like, God, there's rice everywhere.
Otherwise, like, yeah, I will end up wearing my dinner.
I'm looking down at my phone, which has YouTube on it, and it's right next to whatever I'm eating.
Yeah, and so, despite this being an English language thing, I was like, oh, I have to, like, I can't watch this while I'm doing anything else because it's so visual. And so much of, like, yeah, I don't know. I also really like that it's not meeting this world alongside the characters meeting it for the first time.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of the natural, like, that's usually where that kind of story starts. And I think it's cool that we see the characters as having, like, they've, like, partially adapted to this. We're seeing it with completely fresh eyes. And it gives this weird thing where sometimes it's like, it's almost as dramatic irony, because it's like, we can tell that they are wrong about this environment, which is it's an interesting thing to do dramatic irony about.
Yeah,
I don't know, it's really fucking cool.
And I mean, they can present a lot of that stuff too by way of the different stories where like one person has figured something out, and then you show person number 2 dealing with it, and they don't know, and you're like, oh,
you're like, oh shit, No, wait. Oh, fuck, you guys can't talk to each other. Also, I do think it's really funny the number of times that, my roommate and I will look at each other and just go, oh, that's a Pokemon.
A lot of Pokemon.
There's
not
a lot of
Digimon.
This
is
not a lot
my
of
complaint
Digimons.
about Scavengers Reign. There's not a lot of Digimon.
No,
Not
it's
a lot of
it's
Digimon.
mostly Pokemon.
There's no angels made of guns, and that makes it a bad
No.
show. This is also my complaint about No, never mind. I can't say that about Trigun.
I mean, I don't know. Give Levi a long enough timeline. And he might
That's
become an
true.
angel made
Season
of guns.
2.
You're
Let
not-
Levi be an angel made of guns.
You make a compelling point.
Because in the last like 15 minutes of the show, they give us space cultists, so that's fun.
Yeah. Prayer hands emoji.
God, I want to know more about the space cultists. They're
I
heavily
know!
prominent in the trailer.
Oh, I gotta go look this up later.
It's
Because that was was nuts.
you should watch the trailer, but also Rob sent me a video.
Okay.
Like 2 days when we were watching it. I introduced the roommates to it, Piper and Rob. Rob sent me a video that was like, oh, is this like that related to that one like short called Scavengers? And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, and sent me this
And
like
you were like,
5-minute
the what?
short from years ago
Ooh.
that is like clearly a sort of like proof of concept
Oh
of
my
the
god.
show.
Okay, well, yeah, send me both.
Oh,
Send,
yes,
send
please.
us both.
Yes.
Yay.
Whack.
This just made me really excited to play Beacon.
Bacon.
Oh, yeah. Beacon, so much of not to take all of the Sneeple listeners on a journey.
Everyone
about
Also,
my
shut up.
tabletop
I was
campaign
talking
that
about
you're
a tabletop
both in.
campaign.
You
that we're both
absolutely
in.
can. Also, we can cut this.
No, I'm not going to.
But
Everyone has to listen.
Scavengers Reign is such a huge inspiration for that campaign, both in like on the ecology side especially.
When's my
but also
robot
in, like-
gonna get eaten by a parasite?
I mean,
Let
wait
Arion
for Sunday.
become Levi. Arion already has their own sentience. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. Arion's the Aussie. Like we're gonna Levi to Apollo.
Apollo.
What was I saying? Right, so the ecology, but also like the kind of non-standard eldritch horror things, especially like, the depression salamander
Yeah.
and humanity being an eldritch monster to that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that.
I
There's a
was-
lot of it.
I was really proud of myself because the first time I watched the first couple of episodes, or possibly just the first episode, I wasn't sure. That very first part with the when they're in like the hole with the fucked up mushrooms, and the mushroom is like, let me like do a bunch of weird distorted human faces, a thing that I like usually have a really hard time with. The first time I saw that, I was like, oh, this is right up. Oh, this is really just like towing the line of my body horror threshold. And this time I was like, wow, that's fucked up, but I can handle it. So good for me.
Can we talk about how Ursula like has that hallucination of dying?
Yeah.
And then we never address again why Ursula lived through that and nobody else did.
Oh, I've just been assuming that. I mean, obviously, I've only
None
seen
of my
the first third of it.
business.
I've just been assuming that is not that is either not at all or not entirely Ursula in there anymore.
I think that this is entirely a theory. I have no facts to base this on. It's just vibes. I think that the mushrooms like were sentient and like learned that they had killed the other ones and were like, oh, another person, I'm going to try and communicate and not do that again.
It's like, okay, we're gonna not accidentally fucking contact poison this one out of existence.
Yeah.
We
I
remember
think that's
to
like
wash our hands before handling the specimen this time.
yeah, and I think the hallucination was it like showing her what happened.
Okay.
Anyways, that's my 2 cents.
I'm entertaining this possibility.
I love this show.
It's really fucking good. Thanks for giving me the nudge to finally fucking watch it.
Yeah.
We joke on the show about not having to do pop culture homework, but sometimes it's fun when your friends give you pop culture homework.
It's not homework if you want. That's self-study.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you're like, okay, I'm gonna go do a fun thing, but I have there's defined prep work for the thing. Sometimes that's it's not homework, but it breaks through my procrastination fog, or where I will just get home at the end of the day and be like, I want to watch something, and suddenly my to watch list does not exist, or I can't bring myself to actually start anything. I just end up in fucking the can't make decisions zone. So sometimes having my friends be like, oh hey, please watch as much of X, Y, or Z thing as you possibly can before this day so we can yell about it and people can listen to us yell about it on the internet. I'm like, aha! It's like meal planning for my brain.
That's very good.
Yeah, it fulfills the same function
Yeah,
of I already decided.
Yes,
it's like HelloFresh for TV. It's like I already decide. Oh, it's like, oh yeah, never mind. It's not like having plans, but it's like, oh, I already decided what I was gonna do with that 2-hour period on a Tuesday night or whatever. Just it's instead of being like, I have used up all of my available brain cells at my job and now I've gotten home and I'm staring into the metaphorical refrigerator like it's gonna hold the secrets of the universe.
Do we have any final thoughts? Any
Scavengers Reign, good.
Scavengers Reign is pretty good, and you should watch it.
It's so beautiful,
and it's really nice to look at.
It's just so.
It's pretty, it's well written, it's emotionally beautiful.
Yes.
It's
it's a very well-rounded
just a lot
story.
of things.
And it's pretty digestible. I mean, emotionally, there's a lot going on, but it's, 12 episodes?
12 episodes.
And each of them are half an hour or something?
Yeah. When I got less than 48 hours notice of this, and I'm on episode 9. So
that's shorter than the original Trimax anime, or Trigun. Trimax is the manga. Anyway, so I'm just saying, you could very easily watch Scavengers Reign.
Any of you listeners, if you watch the show and want to pop off about it, please join the Infinity Break Discord and talk to me about this show, because I will talk about it until time ends.
That's very good leading into our outro.
It absolutely is.
So I'm gonna do that. Johnny, I will ask you for plugs in the outro, so be prepared. Think them up. What is our outro again? Oh, we've been doing this for 5 years. Great. Thanks for hanging out with us here on Sneeple the Movies, a podcast that's been happening for 5 years, and it's from the Infinity Break Network. Check out infinitybreak.net. Nate?
Shout out to Nate from Video Games Are Good.
Video Games Are Good. Their 24-hour stream will be over by the time this episode comes out. Damn it.
Yeah.
Check out infinitybreak.net for network, for more awesome content, and come chat with us on the Infinity Break Discord. You can find it at bit.ly/I Infinity T talk. You can talk with us about Scavengers Reign if you want. You can also shoot us an email at sneeplethemovies@gmail.com if you got a subject you want to hear us talk about, a movie you think we absolutely need to see, or have any recs for anything even vaguely similar to Scavengers Reign. Please, I'm dying. Our Oscar-worthy music was done by Johnny Ronaldo, who's the person on this fucking call right now.
It's me.
Johnny, where can people find you? If they want more Johnny content, where can they get that?
Mostly nowhere, but on Thursdays at 7 p.m. on Infinity Break's Twitch, while I play, going back to the very beginning of the episode, Dragon Age Veilguard.
Yeah, it's, the show it's completion-ish. Johnny's playing a bunch of different games to the end, but right now it's Veilguard, and that is Someday I'll learn how to talk. It's twitch.tv/Infinity Break Gaming. I also stream there on Tuesdays, but not with Johnny.
Oh,
I don't know
we
why.
should stream sometime.
Yeah, I'll kick my way into completion-ish.
Yeah!
I mean, Wednesdays are open. No, they're not. That's Sneeple days.
That's a lie.
Thursdays.
I love to occasionally crash people's streams.
That's true. Sometimes Ezra will join the Chaos and Stereo call and be like, "Hey guys." Nate has also, speaking of Nate has also done that. Been like, "Hey, I hear you guys are talking shit."
Delightful.
I've been crediting you in our outro as your Twitter. Do you want us to just not do that anymore? Just do your name?
I deleted my Twitter
great.
literally years ago.
Shit.
I had not gotten that update, so I'll just say that our music was done by Johnny Ronaldo, who you can find on Thursdays at Twitch.
7,
yeah, Thursdays at 7. Anyway, our glorious...
I have a Blue Sky, but I've used it precisely once in 2021 and never again.
Yeah,
yeah.
I have. You also can't find me anywhere except for at steeplethemovies@gmail.com. And also the Infinity Break Discord, which we already plugged.
Yeah. Join. Yeah, you can find me at the Discord.
Yeah.
Double reason to join.
If you want to talk to literally any of the 3 people on this call right now, you have to join the Discord.
Yep,
Yeah.
I don't make the rules.
Yeah, bummer for you. And by that, I mean it's a good thing. We're fun there. We like to have fun. What's next? Oh, our logo, our glorious technical logo, was designed by Bethany Luthold. You can check her out at bleilaniarts.wixsite.com. If you enjoyed listening, please leave us a review on iTunes and share the show with your friends, your enemies, and your partners in crime. As always, thanks for listening. We'll see you at the movies. What an outro this was, huh?